Hello, everyone. This is Nisa, Something Beautiful Handcrafts, and I have not been talking about Claudie because I've been turned off about leaks and how wrong some leaks have been over the past couple of years, and so I just really didn't want to speculate. So when the book cover came out, I had a few conversations, but I didn't want to make any videos about it. So this morning I noticed from the email that Claudie was here, and I was all set to jump on the bandwagon and make the first Claudia video, but I had something to do this morning and it turned out to be like a big kind of disaster thing, but it all got taken care of. So here I'm a little late, and hopefully you won't mind watching one more person talk about Claudie. So, first of all, there were a lot of people who were hoping that Claudie was going to be another Eddie mold because there are some complaints that Eddie is only used once in the historical line, while there are other dolls that have been used multiple times in the line. And I understand everyone's frustration, but I think there is something unique about Eddie that I don't think I'd want to see another Eddie in the historical line. That might be like blasphemy to some, but I do kind of like the uniqueness of her. And at one point, there were quite a few Truly Me Eddie molds. Although the majority are retired, they did exist. So there's that. But if she had been Addie, I would have been okay with it. I collect historicals, so I was going to get her no matter what. Then there were some guesses about Sonali molds, and I was a little concerned that since they had just retired number 62, that they would pull a Gabriella, and that number 62 would become the next historical, which I guess wouldn't have been a terrible thing for me because I wanted 62 and I was hard pressed to find 62. So a lighter skin Sonali mold would have been okay with me. But then we've got three Sonali molds already as historicals, and yeah, it's just the way it is. Then there was a leak where she looked a lot like McKenna, and some people were not happy about that. And let's not speculate as to why. At any rate, so once they go up on the website, American Girl tests things and they pull it off the website. It's a thing that they do. So sometimes people catch those things. And I gotta say, I feel like I'm on the American Girl website quite a bit. But wow, to those eagle eye people who catch those things, kudos. That's pretty slick. But I was not, and so they showed the picture and she didn't quite look, the picture wasn't clear, is what I'm saying, but it looked obviously that she was not really McKenna. She had like some of McKenna's features. She actually kind of looked a bit like Corinne too. So then everybody was saying it was a modified McKenna mold, and that qualifies as a new mold. So now we're talking about a new historical in one of my favorite time periods who has a new mold. I mean, that's pretty much irresistible to me. So I mean, I was going to get her anyway, but we're really talking irresistible. So now Claudia's here. And I think, as usual, the pictures that you see when you see these leaks, they're okay, but she looks a lot better than she did in the leaks. I was going to get her anyway. She kind of looked like she had a bit of a chipmunk face, but she looks so much better. Matter of fact, I'm looking at her. I think she could be my mini me. I really do. I feel like I'm looking at myself here as a doll. If I was a doll. Okay, so let's look at kind of a good look at her. First of all, her eyebrows are definitely different. She seems to have more eyebrow than any doll I have. I'm gonna have to look at McKenna and see. They just seem like they're longer. And once I get her, put everybody together and make a good comparison. One thing I don't like are those painted lashes, though I have to say that on her face, the painted lashes look different than they do on McKenna's face. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to remove the painted lashes off McKenna's face. I really think I will. I like the way she looks without them. And I'm thinking that I will definitely remove the bottom painted lashes off of Claudie's face too. I really think I will. And so that's just like the one thing I'm not very happy about. I like the color of her lips, and uh, basically, she doesn't look as heavily made up as McKenna does. I think McKenna's lips are just a little, they're different. So she looks pretty normal. There were some people complaining that these dolls look like our generation dolls. I have some thoughts about that. Um, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I'll share them. Maybe I won't. I don't want to get too like social justice y or I just don't. But maybe I'll get to that. At any rate, what I'm always the most interested in these historical dolls are their historical clothing. So we've had this discussion about historical clothing. One thing I can say about AG from the AG items I've bought just in a span of time, that the quality of the fabric is definitely not the same quality of fabric as the Pleasant Company American Girl dolls. I think that might be something we can all agree. I only find that people don't agree if they're not familiar with the Pleasant Company stuff. If you're not familiar with the Pleasant Company stuff, then this may seem just fine to you. Or if you're not a seamstress or someone who's really in the fabrics, you might not really know the difference because they are just doll clothes and they're better quality than most of the Our Generation stuff. But if you're familiar with that quality of Pleasant Company and you're familiar with quality fabrics, then you know that the items that have been put out for the past couple of, well, more than the past couple of years, like maybe the past decade, are not quite of the same quality. And you know what? That goes for people clothing too. It's just the way it is. So I'll be interested to see the quality of the clothing considering that time period. Um, it would be nice if that outfit she's wearing is actually, well, at least the dress is real cotton or at least a good quality cotton polyester blend to just give it that feel. Get some of that old, like, nostalgia magic back that came with American Girls. I mean, these are $115 dolls now, so I think we could just put a little cotton into stuff and maybe less poly. Okay, that's my clothing rant. As far as style is concerned, I mean, she really is on point. I think there are some people who are expecting flapper clothing, and we see that clothing represented in the 20s because it is the glamour side of the 20s. But what average everyday people wore was not flapper clothing, and especially a 8, 9, 10-year old is not running around dressed in flapper clothing. If you're ever in doubt about the period, you can go to Pinterest in particular, and there are all sorts of photos uploaded. I mean, the photos start maybe 1850 or so, and you can get photographs of everyday people and what they actually wore. Okay, because Worth gowns are not representative of that time period. That's for like the super rich. A lot of these things that we see when we talk about historical costuming is for like well-to-do people, not what the average everyday person wore. So this is average everyday for her, for a child in the 1920s. And the colors, yes, they are. So let's have a look here. Here she is, and she's got her dog. I'm really glad that that picture of that dog was accurate because that is just a cute little thing. It looks like a little Shih Tzu, maybe? Or dog Dizzy. Let's see what it says. It says a plush mixed breed pup. Looks like a Shih Tzu, some kind of Shih Tzu mix. That is absolutely adorable. So I still need to get Corinne's dog. I definitely want her dog for sure. Let's see. She's wearing a woven plaid dress and a cardigan sweater, Mary Jane shoes, knee-high socks, cotton underwear, of course. Though I'm wondering why she doesn't have bloomers, because if Kit has bloomers and Molly has bloomers, she should definitely have bloomers. So if anybody, well, whoever gets her before me can show if those are bloomers. Absolutely adorable. She's got a little Baby Ruth candy bar in that cute little purse and book. It makes me, I never get accessories, but it makes me want to get accessories just because of that cute little candy bar there. That is adorable. Now, let me scroll down a bit here. Oh, we got some closer pictures. Her with her hat. Oh, and the locket is absolutely adorable too. Closer picture. Now you can see the back of those curls. And I mean, it looks like a longer version of 58's hair. Shorter than Cecile, longer than 58. Cute little bow. I have never kept anybody in their meat hairstyle, so I'll be curious to see if there is a part up here once the meat hairstyle is taken down. Okay, we get a closer view here. Her hair is not solid black. It's got some light brown flecks in it, which will give it a nice depth. We also get a view of her rosy cheeks. Okay, now looking at this picture, it looks like there is a left side part right there. That is really cool. And look at those eyes. Those are beautiful decal eyes. And they don't look quite like dark brown. So I can't wait to get her and see how they compare to like Sam's eyes. It would be nice if they're not quite dark brown. I don't add a little variety to have those eyes. Close up of her locket. Now from this picture, this dress does look like it would be like a cotton feel to it. So hopefully that will be nice. Cute little socks and Mary Jane shoes. That just makes me look at that. That is such a cute picture. That makes me very excited to see those particular pictures. Now we have Angelo's Bakery. I don't usually get big items because, first of all, they're pretty expensive, and I'm still collecting dolls, so I want to collect dolls before I collect things. And secondly, just because I really don't have any place to put any of this stuff. That is complicated, but this is really cute. It's a panel with hinges, and then you've got the rolling carts, the display case, bakery prep table. Let's get a little close up. That is just really adorable. You know what? Me and miniatures. I just love miniatures. Miniature dollar bills, miniature bread, miniature ingredients. Look at that little flour sifter down there. That is adorable. Oh, the fruit. Oh, those just they look delicious. Oh, and that oven. See, that is just adorable. Is it worth 300 bucks? Honestly, I don't know, you all. That's a good question. I'm taking a peek here at Claudie's Ultimate Collection. Of course, we have Claudie the doll and her dog and her accessories. Okay, then we have her jazz performance outfit. And that was one you saw in the picture of the book. What's really cute are those shoes. They have little heels on them. Those are absolutely adorable. And I like the colors. And then on the other side, here's her yellow pajamas for 18-inch dolls. That is a really cute pair of pajamas. I don't generally buy pajamas, but the one thing I love about the pajamas, or maybe the two things because the slippers are adorable, is the satin cap. I don't know if you know this. Well, it used to be customary for all women to like put a bonnet on before they went to bed. It was like a thing. I don't think we see that much anymore, but in the black community, basically, If you don't want your hair to be, to break off as you're sleeping, two things you usually do is you have a satin pillowcase and you make sure to put on a satin night bonnet. So it's really cute to see her with her satin night bonnet for bedtime. There's a close-up view of the little flowers in the yellow pajamas. I mean, in the hood, like wearing pajamas to Walmart is a total thing. And those pajamas are almost cute enough to wear out. But hey, I don't recommend it. I'm not a pajama in the hood person. Now here's Claudie's bid for $150. I would like to know how that bed is made. Heavy plastic, maybe? Could be wood. Someone will buy it and tell us at some point. I'm not really seeing $150 for a plastic bed. It's definitely cute. Little Art Deco decals on the headboard and footboards. There are some Harlem Fashion Row outfits for Claudie, because like I said, people wanted that flapper, and that was not going to be her meet dress. But here's your flapper if this is what you want. Absolutely adorable. I love that faux fur coat, and I really like this color. And then there is the glitzy sequins gown, because she is doing tap, jazz dancing. So she needs those costumes. That is absolutely adorable too. And I have to say that looking at these outfits, I hope this stuff doesn't sell out before I can get some money. Because I would say, besides Samantha and Kit, this is probably the only other doll where I feel like I kind of need her whole collection. And I'm really pleased about that. Strangely enough, I actually prefer Courtney's stuff than I do to the Courtney doll. I feel like I need her stuff too because it's just so 80s nostalgic. But in this case, looking at the clothing for Claudie, I feel like I need her entire clothing ensemble. So, but I am almost done buying dolls. So once I finish my doll collection, I just have Elizabeth and Ivy, maybe Cecile, maybe not. And I'm always up in the air about her. But I just really have Elizabeth and Ivy to go. Then I'm going to turn my attention to buying stuff. So I'll probably have Elizabeth and Ivy before Christmas, and I'll get Claudie. And I'll buy her stuff. How adorable. Absolutely adorable. I like the colors. I don't really have anything negative to say about her whole collection, really. I just don't. I've recorded this segment more than once, and the thing is, I don't want to offend anybody because I'm that kind of person. But at the same token, people don't seem to mind offending other people. So if this offends you, it just is what it is. Okay, so you hear a lot of people saying they want diversity in American Girl dolls, but I don't really think that's what they want. They want something to pretend it's diversity, but if it becomes different than what they are or what they're used to, then they have a problem with it. And there, I said it. That's just how it is. You say that you want diversity, but when a doll company makes a character that is different than what you are accustomed to seeing, then you say things like, oh, that doesn't look like an American Girl doll. It looks like an OG doll. My thing is, it doesn't look like a typical white American Girl doll with the face mold you're accustomed to. It looks like a black doll, and the features are just different. So you have to consider that when you say you want diversity. And straight-haired people are not the only people on this planet. Wavy-haired people are not the only people on this planet. There are people with curly hair. There are people with really curly hair. And then there are people with kinky hair. So when you say that the doll company is supposed to represent diverse people, then you have to consider that you're going to get a doll that the skin tone may be different than yours, or the facial features may be different, or the hair texture may be different. So this came up with Addie. Pretty sure it came up with Cecile. It comes up with Melody. It came up with McKenna. And here we are again with the hateful, hurtful comments about Claudie. And I'm just going to tell you, they're hateful and they're hurtful. When I can read on a Facebook post that you think that American Girl should not have made this curly hair because it's not playable and this and that and that and that, what you're really saying is that you want this diverse black doll, but you don't want the black doll to have black type hair because you don't know how to manage it. And it's cool that you don't know how to manage it. I understand that. So maybe you just don't buy the doll. But if we're going to call for diversity, then we're going to have some dolls that are going to have this afro texture hair or curly hair. And it's going to be unruly to you, but it's the hair that I live with every day. And I can manage it. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. If you want to say, I don't want to buy Yvette because her hair is hard for me to manage, or hard for my child to manage, or it might be a bit unruly. And the thing about Yvette is that her hair is never going to go back to what it looked like coming out the box. Matter of fact, straight hair dolls don't ever look like how they came out of the box once you take the hairnet off. It is just the truth. No doll does. So if you feel that way, then don't buy Yvette. But please don't go on this rampage about how could American Girl make hair like this, and this is completely unplayable, because there are like millions of billions of people on the planet who have really curly, afro, kinky texture hair, and they deal with that hair. And so Yvette and Addie and Cecile and number 44 and Melody and now Claudie, they're still worthwhile play dolls if you do the management. Okay? So it's just, please stop that. You can't handle the texture of the doll. It's too much for you. I can understand. But when you have these dolls and you're saying you want them to represent these different cultures, and they need to represent all aspects of this culture, and hair is one of them. So AG they did what was right. If they're going to represent a black doll, she should not have straight hair. She should have textured hair, or she should have curly hair, because that's the way it is. It just is. Okay? Try to keep that in mind. It's just the honest truth. And so hopefully I didn't hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm thinking if I did hurt your feelings because you feel that way, then well, maybe feelings needed to be hurt. And that's just where I'm going to leave this at. For everybody else, have a good day.